no reason other than the fact that he just doesn't want to open up his computer and find all of my shit all over his, like, background. I don't know. Doesn't actually work. It won't, like, recognize that I have a fucking microphone and a fucking video webcam of this video. I'm going to follow through on a promise I made you guys and go through this deck, this tarot deck, and tell you what I think of it after working with it for like a week. So I'm going to repeat myself just in case someone might not have seen the video where my haul video, which I can't imagine how they wouldn't have seen that because this is gonna be right after it, but whatever. Also, can we just talk about my hair? I never wear my hair like this, and I'm actually kind of digging it. I got pretty for you guys today. Do you appreciate it? You should, because I don't just do this for everyone. Anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna repeat myself a little bit. I think I'm just gonna tell you guys a little bit about the cool story again. And she had this deck lying around, and she was showing Nick and me this deck. And it wasn't opened or anything, so the energies that they have interacting with their tools and stuff like that. She's kind of witchy. I don't think that she identifies as a witchcraft and paganism in general, so she's got a lot of books on that, and she's well read on it, and so she's someone that I can talk to about this stuff. But anyways, what was it? Oh, so she handed it to me. I asked if it was okay if I have a grasp on it. It's been sitting on my desk for months. I haven't opened it. You're the one who opened it. I think it was meant for you. So I got a free tarot deck from Nick's mom. Thank you, Anna. Anyways, so I just kind of wanted to show you guys. So it's the get into how cool this deck really is. Nick's mom has actually met the artist, Catherine Skaggs. I think that she comes to Austin pretty often, so I could just probably tag along with Anna to one of her little artsy festivals that she likes to go to, and see if she's there, and I would love to get a reading done. I would love to get an art piece done. Anyways, so it's called the Mythical Goddess Tarot, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's very much geared towards the divine feminine. There's no divine masculine or even just masculine in here. I think that what I really like about this deck, before I get into showing you everything, is that it really does fake, not faces, but roles that you wouldn't think are attached to women in general, but they are. Like, you wouldn't think that a woman could, I mean, I guess it's kind of like getting rid of the stereotypes. A raw, wild woman that's portrayed throughout these cards, the who we really are underneath everything. The woman that will fuck you up if you mess with her kids, or the woman who will go on a rampage because of a wrong done to her. The avenger, the destroyer, it's just, I really love how this deck really is kind of about the balance between who we are and who we need to be. And when I say we, I mean women, or just feminine people in general, not women specifically. If you identify as a woman but you were not born as one, this probably applies to you too. I do want to disclaim the fact that women are not the only people who have had stereotypes drawn. There is a strictly masculine quality to some of the cards in your average Rider-Waite deck.